to my channel, Kaylee Creations. I'm Kay, and I want to share with you this little loaded mini bookcase that I made. And I joined the swap on Loaded Envelope Galore and More Facebook page, and this little mini bookcase swap was hosted by Jenn. And so I will put a link to her tutorial in the description box below. And her bookcase was inspired by another gal who was inspired by another gal on Instagram. And so I will just link to Jenn's bookcase and her tutorial, and then from there you'll be able to follow some other links and see the other bookcases. I've used the Authentique stitches, and as I got going, I thought, oh, this is really fun because I started using embellishments, you know, that not normally I'd put on an album or anything, and things that weren't really meant to be embellishments, but they ended up being embellishments for this, and so very fun. And then I made this little pin cushion, and I had intended it to go in the box, but it was just a little too wide. And these boxes are very tiny. This whole thing is, I'm not even sure it's 7 inches across. It might be just 6 inches across. I don't know. And so, and it's only about gosh, it's probably only like 3 inches wide. And the boxes inside, the actual inside box is only like barely 4 by 2.5 or something. And so they're very petite, cute little minis, and that's the appeal of it to me, I guess, too. They're so cute. And but anyway, as I got making this little itty bitty pin cushion, I was like, that's even too big for these boxes. So it was never really intended to keep inside the box anyway. I just figured it would sit next to the bookcase like that anyway. But so I'll just wrap it up separate. But it's made with a Mountain Dew bottle cap and just covered with paper, and then a little batting and the fabric, and there you go. So anyway, so on my bookcase I have this gorgeous lace and the seam binding wrapped all the way around, and then I have this cut apart here from the paper collection that says handmade with love, and a little button that I added, and this wooden hanger that I had on my stash from I don't know where. And so, like I said, it wraps all the way around, and on the back here I have these 2 cut aparts with this 3 buttons going across here. And then I've used these little miniature spools as the little legs or the stands for the bookcase. And then I'll go ahead and take the books out. And I think I lost a button. I had some loose buttons in one of the boxes. I guess I'm going to have to do something different. But anyway, so this is the empty bookcase, and so there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera, and so that I can better show you the little books that are inside. So hang on. Okay, so I've got the boxes lined up here in the order that they are in the bookcase, and so I've done different, kind of different closures on all of them. And on the outside of the boxes, the inside part of the box, I just did some ivory colored cardstock, and then I took my ink pad and kind of brushed lines in to give it that book page look. You know, it's not perfect, but it gives that look. I don't know if you can, I know the lighting in here is really bad, but I don't know if it'll help to turn on this light because I think it's just might make it glare more. I don't know. But anyway, you can see the little lines going through the boxes, and so I just thought that would help give it a little bit more of a book of pages in a book. And so anyway, I'll go ahead and set the rest of these aside, and we'll go through one by one here. This first one here, I followed the example of some of the other ladies that made these, and did an elastic closure. And it's not a super tight elastic. It doesn't need to be, just enough to keep it in place. And so it goes all the way around here, and then it's glued in the center right here underneath this journaling card and underneath the lace, and so you can't see where I glued it. And then so as you can see, I put this lace that goes all the way around, and then I just poked a hole with this one of these little bulb pins and put a little scissor charm on that. And I just love these. I love the beautiful papers of this collection, just really beautiful. So anyway, the elastic just slides off here like that, and it opens up. Now there's two ways you can do these. You can glue the sides and have it like this, so it's like a box more, but I didn't feel the need to, since it is more, it was supposed to be a book more than just a box. So I just left mine open like that. And so inside here I have a couple of, now we were supposed to make 2 sets of embellishments, and two and then fill the other 2 boxes with gifts. And so this is my first set of embellishments, and what I have here is what I call snippets. They're just little embellishments that can be put on a card, in an album, in a journal, or anything like that. And so and I guess they could be, they're not really dangles because you can't really hang them. I guess this one could be hung with this pin, but this is the hook of the hanger, and it's not closed all the way. And so they're not really meant to be dangles, but they're just little snippets. And so this one, I've used another one of those little wooden hangers. And let's see if I can scroll in a little bit. And so anyway, this yeah, I've got another pair of scissors from my stash, another one of those pins with a button, and this is from the sticker sheet that I mounted onto some heavy duty cardstock and just glued on here. So that's the first little snippet. And then this one, I just took that warm and natural batting and sewed around it and added some lace and some fabric, and kind of made like a little fabric button card type of thing, and just added a pin and some lace here on the top, so it could almost be like a little tag too. So anyway, I got those cute little snippets, and then in the bottom of each box I put a piece of that batting with the pink sewn around the edges. And I'm really apologize about the lighting here. And so anyway, I don't know if you can see very well, but anyway, that's on the bottom of each box. And I figured if my swap partner does not want to keep these in the boxes, if she wants to take these out and make her own little snippets or something for other things, just like I did this one here, except they're bigger, then she can do that. Or she can leave them in the box if she wants. to hold little items and stuff. But so anyway, that's the first box, and then let me show you this little element here. This is, hopefully it's not tangled up. So this is a little banner that I made, and so we have the little the tops of these spools. There was a paper in the collection that was just a bunch of circles, and it was the tops of the spools. And then I have put in between those little mini wooden spools. And then I've topped each with different things. This one has a piece of fabric and some buttons. And this one has just a piece of the twine. This one has a little bit of lace and the pin with the button, little bow with some striped paper. So it's just a cute little, this will be a cute little banner on a layout or something, or something like that. And so those are that's my first set of embellishments. So I will, I'll put them back later. I'll put it back later. And in the second box, I'll go ahead and stick this back in the bookcase just for now. On the second box, I have just covered the spine with the fabric that I used on the pincushion. And then I've just taken a piece of paper and done a magnet closure. And I didn't cover up the magnets. First of all, I kind of almost, this is actually a fabric snap that you would put on a piece of clothing to snap the clothes. I just used the one side of the snap, but this almost looked like, sometimes things like this they're put in with a stud, and this almost looked like the stud on the back to me in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. And so I just kept it as is, with the magnet showing like that. But and so anyway, and then on the spine here I have some jump rings strung with some buttons, and so for my little dangle hair. And this is a sticker that I put on some cardstock, and then this is one of the cut apart cards that I fussy cut this dress form out and put a little bow right there. And inside this one I have my second set of embellishments, and I made some tags. Oh, and I have some gifts too in this one. So I'll kind of show you the little tags. So this tag here just has the bow tied at the top with a little pin and a button, and I've got a piece of tape measure glued on the bottom here. And then this is another one of those tops of those spools that I punched out of the paper, a little button here. And then this is something that I fussy cut out of the paper. It's a little pattern bag, and I actually stuffed it to make it look like it really is a pattern bag. Like, the pattern bags are kind of fuller in the middle because they've got those pieces of pattern folded up inside there, and so I just stuffed it to make it look like it was really a bag. And so anyway, that's the first little tag. And then this tag here I did a little more shabby. I've got this lace here with some fabric behind it. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to turn this light off. I'm getting too much glare. And then I've got this little button card, digital button card that I printed out and added these really pretty shabby buttons, and then this pair of scissors I've had on my stash for a while. I don't know where I got it from. And just some lace and some ribbon. And the back is just like that. Back of this one is got this cute pattern here with the scissors and the thimble. So that's my second set of embellishments. And then I also added some, these were journaling cards in the paper collection, and I thought they kind of looked like button cards, or you could have used them as button cards. But I thought instead of just doing all things sewing, we've got to have a little more fun. And so I added these butterflies here. And so my partner can keep these as is or take the butterflies off and use them for a different project. So I just thought that would be a fun gift. So that's the second box. And then the third box, I kept it really simple because I didn't want to mess with this. I just loved how that looks, and I didn't want to overload it and take away from how cute this is. So I've just cut up a tape measure and I glued it onto the back here, and then I put a magnet here, and then this little metal piece on the end of the tape measure is magnetic, so it just clips onto the magnet like that. And then I just stuck a pin through it with a piece of ribbon and this little sewing machine charm. So, and I love how this looks against the button paper. So I just really wanted to keep it simple and fun, and so that's what I did. And so on the spine here, I just have a little piece of fabric with a little metal piece that is intended to sew on clothing or bags or stuff like that, you know. Probably not clothing, but probably like bags and stuff, because it's kind of heavy. But anyway, that was in the sewing department of Hobby Lobby, is where I got those. And so anyway, that's this box, and inside this one I have a little handmade rosette with some lace and a button, and it's just a cute little shabby embellishment. And then this here is one of my gifts. This is a handmade gift though, not a store-bought gift. And so I made here, this is a little pincushion book. And so I just have lace around the top here, and then I have this piece of lace that I cut out that's holding down the ribbon closure, and then this ribbon is just wrapped around this giant button, and it just folds over the button like that to keep it shut. And so then you open it up here, and I have a little, okay, don't mind my sewing, guys. I am not like my mother. I do not sew good. And I couldn't get to my sewing machine, and so if I could have, because this is a sewing themed paper, I would have sewed around everything if I could have. But I couldn't get to my sewing machine, so that didn't happen. So this is all sewn by hand. And the little pocket here got a little crooked. I'm kind of embarrassed about that, but it was too late after that. So anyway, there's a little pocket here. So there are little itty bitty scissors. I know I've seen them. I did find a little set that was in a big set of stuff at Walmart, but the scissors were ugly. So I hope my swap partner can find some cute little scissors to put in here. But anyway, there's a little pocket there for that, or for anything else that she might want to put in that pocket. And then there's just a little band right here to glue some. I've got some really pretty pins in there. And then the inner section is just needles. And these are embroidery needles, but you can put any type of needles in here. I just happen to have some embroidery needles to go in here. And so this is really a gifts within a gift, because there's the gifts of the pins and the needles. This is a package of needles here. And then these little pins. So got little safety pins here. And so anyway, so that's my little needle book. And I did not take pictures of this, so this will be a surprise. This and the thimble, not the thimble, the pin cushion. These both are little surprises that I did not take pictures of when we had to post pictures to show that we had completed our swap. And anyway, so that one goes in this box. And then the last box here, I just have a ribbon closure, and I was unable to actually tie a bow. It was just too big, so it's in a very loose knot. So it's not necessarily convenient, but I mean it works. And then I kept trying to tie a bow, and it just was so big that it just didn't work. I guess I could have used seam binding, but it wouldn't have been as pretty. I love how this wide ribbon goes across the band, across the bookcase here. And so I have one of those digital, oh, sorry. I have one of those digital button cards that I put these vintage looking buttons on. And then on the spine here, I have a zipper that I just cut down and glued it onto the spine. And of course, so it's not going to open because it's not really meant to be functional. It is a functional zipper, but I glued it on. And so then we get oh, hey, be quiet. Sorry. So I've got these, this ribbon opens up here, and so these are little flowers that I purchased from Renee Bookcase, and they have little pearls and crystals in the center. They're just really soft and pretty, and I thought they would go perfect with this kit. And then inside here I have a seam ripper and a pink measuring tape that I've wrapped with some of the paper from the collection, and a little finger guard that's adjustable in the back, and a threader. And then these are just some buttons that were in the package from the buttons that I used on this little snippet here. So these are the rest of my gifts for my swap partner. So anyway, so that is my swap. And so so I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you want to see the bookcase that I receive, make sure you hit the subscribe button below so you'll be notified, because I will make a video with that from when I get that. And for any upcoming projects and tutorials that I do, I would love to see you. So please hit subscribe below and check out the description box for the link to the tutorial, and check out the Loaded Envelope Galore and More Facebook page if you're interested in participating in swaps like these. So thank you for watching. Bye.